Every day, something dramatic happens in the Caribbean that affects our lives. We'll give you the details. We'll give you the facts on Caribbean Perspective with Eddie Frederick. Here's Eddie Frederick.
So glad you can join us. Tobagonians hailed the move by the government to table the internal self-government bill in Parliament. This story takes the lead in our 1140th edition of Caribbean Perspective for Friday 25th June 2021. Details after this break.
Did you know that your friends and family can now shop at the Food Fair from anywhere in the world? And you can receive here in Grenada? The Food Fair and GrenadaMarket.com now make it possible through secure online shopping and personalized customer service. Simply send your loved ones a list of your preferred items or let them fill an online basket and the items will be available for pickup or delivery. Visit GrenadaMarket.com or thefoodfair.gd today for more details. The new norm. Spread the news.
Welcome back. Over in Trinidad and Tobago, Deputy Chief Secretary of the Tobago House of Assembly, Joel Jack, says the internal self-government bill to be debated in Parliament next week is a step in the right direction for the island. More in this TTT news item.
At Wednesday's post-executive media briefing, Mr. Jack said he is comfortable with the present documents.
Tobagonian, first and foremost, and as Secretary of Finance and Deputy Chief Secretary, let me say that I am excited with the current document that is before us. I think it's a document that really improves and enhances and gives greater autonomy to the people of Tobago.
Mr. Jack, who is also Secretary of Finance, noted that the bill also allows for an additional financial provision of $1 billion to Tobago's subventions.
The provision to borrow is there. We have an increased provision whereby we have moved from the band 4.03 to 6.9 to a floor or minimum of 6.8% of the national budget.
The question is asked in Jamaica as to whether the easing of the COVID-19 measures is politically motivated. Details in this TVJ News report.
Opposition Senator and former Manchester Member of Parliament Peter Bunting certainly believes so, given that the local government election is pending. He made the assertion last evening at the Mandeville Divisional Conference.
What I know is that this government don't do anything without it having a political objective. If they're relaxing the curfew suddenly by 2 hours every day and 4 more hours on Sunday, they know not only are they now allowing events, but the government going through the first one. I understand. That suggests to me that the Prime Minister rolling the wicket, something is not far away.
With that, he again issued a call for unity within the PNP. This amid a division in the party. In St. Ann, for instance, 4 councillors have parted ways with South East St. Ann Member of Parliament Lisa Hanna and allegations of sexual misconduct against Party General Secretary Dr. Dayton Campbell. He says those who are causing mischief are not true to the party.
You know, there are some who are determined to not make this party settle down. A few toxic ones in social media. And just as Nehemiah had to deal with the Sanballats and the Tobias of the day, today we have those Sanballats and Tobias in social media.
St. Lucia's Prime Minister Alan Shastany has spoken out for the first time since news of the postponement of another highly anticipated sitting of Parliament. Solage Alfred of HTS News Force reports.
We had some very important bills to be able to pass, and the level of consultation that I was assured that had happened had not happened. And so it's very important, particularly in this particular season where everything is exaggerated, that we get it right.
That's the word from Prime Minister Alan Shastany addressing the postponement of Parliament. The general public has been asking questions of the current administration after the second postponement of a planned sitting of Parliament in less than 2 weeks.
we had several bills that had several entities, and once I satisfied myself that everybody has been properly consulted and everyone's concerns have been brought to bear, then we will proceed.
The public scrutiny, however, was further compounded by rumors of tension among cabinet members and the supposed ill health of high-ranking officials in the government. These reports have since been dismissed by Senior Communications Officer in the Office of the Prime Minister, Nicole MacDonald. Shasney has chimed in, downplaying the viral rumors as nothing more than the byproduct of a heated election campaign season.
And that's a problem, so every single thing is exaggerated, and everybody's on their P's and Q's. So I think that we have to take those things into consideration in determining how we move forward.
As for the motion to authorize the Minister for Finance to borrow the sum of 13.5 million euros for COVID-19 operations, Shasney appeared bemused by the uproar.
To the money bill, I'm a little bit perplexed because we had the estimates and we had the appropriations. And in those bills, there was permission for us to be able to borrow. We were simply looking to access EU money at very concessional rates, and instead of using it as bonds, we would use it as a loan. And because we were changing it from a bond and treasury bills to a loan, would require and still requires parliamentary approval. But this does not constitute any new borrowing. We're only borrowing within the limitations of what was passed in the budget.
St. Lucia's Parliament will be automatically dissolved on July 12, 2021, the 5th anniversary of the first sitting in 2016, in keeping with the Constitution, but can be reconvened in case of an emergency. It should be noted that elections in St. Lucia are constitutionally due no later than October 12, 2021. That is in keeping with the 90-day period following the date of the first sitting of Parliament, July 12, 2016, after the previous general election, June 6, 2021. However, to date, no government in the history of the country has gone the entire distance permitted under the Constitution. Conventionally, with a few exceptions, elections are often called no later than the date of the previous poll. Solange Alfred, HTS News Force.
The hurricane season is now upon us, so we as Caribbean people need to remember to think safety and be prepared. Avoid venturing outside during a storm or hurricane, especially if there are strong winds. Rooftops and other debris are often blown about and can cause great damage.
You're listening to Caribbean Perspective with Eddie Frederick.
With more than 100,000 Guyanese awaiting the second dose of the coronavirus Sputnik vaccine, Minister of Health Dr. Frank Anthony provided the assurance that the needed dose of the second vaccine would be available before the end of the 12-week timeline between the first and the second doses. Gordon Mosley of News Source Guyana reports.
While persons were told that they would be required to get that second dose 4 weeks after the first, the Ministry of Health has since indicated that the manufacturer of the vaccine has said that the second dose could be taken up to 12 weeks after the first dose. It's been 4 weeks now since Guyana announced a shortage of the second dose of the vaccine, leaving thousands of persons concerned and worried about whether they will get that second dose in time. During his COVID-19 update today, the Minister of Health said the government is working to ensure the second doses are in Guyana as soon as possible, but he could not provide a definitive timeline.
So we still have time. We're working very hard to make sure that we can get those vaccines in, and I am reassured that we will get it before that 12 weeks expire. So people out there can rest assured that they will get their second dose vaccine within that time frame.
Guyana has so far received just over 305,000 total doses of the Sputnik vaccine, with 61,000 of those being second-dose vaccines. The country is still awaiting the delivery of more than 183,000 second doses to match the total number of first doses procured. The Sputnik vaccine is administered in 2 completely different doses. The health minister said while those who have already received their first dose are awaiting their second dose, persons who have not been vaccinated at all should make themselves available to be administered with the first dose.
Shine Barrow has been elected opposition leader in Belize. He describes the behavior of his predecessor, whom he replaced, as a pattern.
Here, I feel is an opportunity for us to take corrective measure, to go beyond the perfunctory apology and say, you know what, there is a pattern, I need help, to seek help. And that was the suggestion of the executives. I know at least one executive made that suggestion to Patrick, that listen, why don't you take a leave of absence and say to the public, you accept that you have a problem and you're going to seek help and you will return. He outright rejected that suggestion, and that really is what led to his demise. You know, the interesting thing about those that are now saying he without sin cast the first stone, so that means none of us could be in Parliament. None of us could be at any level of leadership, because certainly everyone is with sin. Though I had been accused, that process ended within a few hours. There was a retraction, and my wife went on to endorse me. But that has made me hypersensitive to the matter of gender-based violence, as it should.
Hubbard's big promotion is back. Live free for 1 year. Spend $50 or more in any Hubbard's department and receive a chance to win big prizes every month. Property or vehicle insurance for 1 year. Free internet, cable and data for 1 year. Free fuel for 1 year. Free cooking gas for 1 year. Free electricity for 1 year. Free drinks for 1 year. Extra cash account and the big free groceries for 1 year. Promotion runs from April 1st to September 30th, 2021. Live free for 1 year with Hubbard's in association with Solgas, Flow, Grenadian General Insurance, Carib Brewery, Coca-Cola, Grenada Bottling Company, Grenlec, Communal Cooperative Credit Union, Dutch Lady Milk, Promo, Danny and Supreme. Terms and conditions apply.
I am Eddie Frederick, wishing you a restful weekend. This has been Caribbean Perspective, a whole new approach to highlighting developments in the Caribbean. In the meantime, please continue to log on to CaribbeanPerspective.com for more daily news and more.